Hey everybody, what's up? This is Chris from T3 Handicapping, and I'm here to bring you the card for Wednesday, October 27th, 2021 from Indiana Grand. We will be going over the late pick five once again in this podcast. If you want to follow the picks at all, you can certainly follow us on Twitter at Handicapping T3. You can also find us on Facebook, T3 Handicapping as well. We have a page there. And then if you want to purchase the picks, you can find us at t3handicapping.weebly.com. That's our website. And I'm actually going to show you that in just a minute because there's a lot of features there that you can utilize. As we get closer here, we're just a little over a week removed from Breeders' Cup. That's coming up on the horizon. And obviously, that's something that takes a ton of energy and effort. So I may be popping in a little bit more sporadically. I won't be quite as regular on here just because I'm going to be kind of making sure that everything is fine tuned with the formula, making sure that everything's squared away, prepping for what should be a good Breeders' Cup out at Del Mar. So don't be surprised if the videos are a little fewer and farther between, but I will still continue to update the website with our products and things like that, so you can always get access to those there. So before we jump into how things went on Tuesday, let's go ahead and just take a quick look here at the website because I want to draw your attention to a couple of things here. So tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to have a couple of different tracks going. So I am going to include Finger Lakes. I'm going to include Indiana Grand, and I also have Keeneland since it's a Wednesday. Down here um, on our homepage, you can see that I have links to my betting news articles right down there, so you can actually view them there. And I'm covering Keeneland Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and closing day Saturday, all on betting news. Each day I will update with the next article. So here you can see we've got Wednesday's selections, and it basically takes you through my top four selections using the formula. So obviously these are pre-scratched, so they may be a little different than the picks you get, but overall gives you a pretty good idea with my algorithms where things come out, and talks a little bit about some of the categories in which the different horses have success with. So those are all here for you, and I will continue, like I said, to update those each day. So if you're somebody who is thinking, man, I really wish there was more Keeneland content, I know these videos are for Indiana Grand, which is a relatively smaller track compared to Keeneland, but at the same time, if you want that coverage, it is available on our website. The other thing that I want to point you to here is when you go to the buy page. Again, in the interest of trying to prioritize my time to make sure that I'm getting everything squared away so that I can offer a really great Breeders' Cup package to any of you guys. I'm just going to be skipping individual track packages for the foreseeable future. I'm just going to be kind of going with all or nothing tracks. If it's a multiple track, I'm going to have it on sale for you. Normally, multi tracks, 3 tracks are $5. I've got that on sale for $3. I will do that throughout the entire weekend. So you can buy all tracks. It'll be Keeneland, Indiana, and Finger Lakes on Wednesday. Thursday, it will be Gulfstream, Indiana Grand, and I can't remember what the third one is, but I'll just offer them all as multi-track, but I'm going to be discounting them from now until Breeders' Cup, so that you can just purchase those and move about your day. Even if your intent was to only purchase one, hopefully you've got a spot play here or there that you can utilize to make the most of your day. I will adjust those prices, of course, depending on how many tracks. So we'll kind of have it squared away there somewhere between $2 and $3 for all the tracks that are being offered on a given day. So I just wanted to kind of draw your attention to some of those features. Because those will be a little bit unique here. Like I said, in the run up to the Breeders' Cup, we want to make sure that I want to make sure that I'm prioritizing time to put together a great package for you. So let's go ahead and let's jump into Indiana Grand for Monday, or for Tuesday, sorry, and see how things went. It was a day that did not start off particularly well. In fact, it was a really interesting day for me because it was a day where I had some okay success in the first race, was excited about where we were headed, and then I just clunked into 3 bad races in a row, hitting C grade horses, which I don't like hitting C horses as much as possible. I like having the picks on the board, but really those C horses should be happening once or twice a card, not 3 times in a row. So as I went through, I had kind of a bad streak through the early, and then here I kind of caught back into stride. I caught the 4 Lake Nakuru, who ended up paying 1140 to win, and then I hit that into a pretty sizable double into the number 2 horse. I played a straight 4 with 2-6, going 5 into the 6th there, 5th into the 6th race, and it ended up being quite a profitable day for me actually with that. Uh, in the next race, I also hit an A selection. If you had this, you could see that I was not really convinced that I knew what was going on in that race, and I played it accordingly. And I was right to include many because it was in fact my 5th selection that won. I was disappointed with Golden Ocean, although the horse did go off 5-1, so had an outsider's chance anyway, and ran an honest 4th. The winner in that race paid $57 to win, I believe. And then we closed out with our top B selection, our 3rd choice overall. Ending the card. So it was a day of mixed results, but it's actually the kind of day I like because I had a couple of divergent opinions. Number 1 was Lake Nakuru, and number 2 was Golden Ocean. One of them fired, the other one did not, and that's okay. But I actually created more separation. Whereas there's been days where I've had almost every winner in my top 3 selections, but the problem is so did everybody else. It was a very obvious pick, and those are harder days I think to make a score that separates. So it's the kind of day that I'll take. Now, as for it says Tuesday, I should have changed that to Wednesday. My apologies. For Wednesday, we're going to have Indiana Grand, Finger Lakes, and Keeneland all on tap for you, so you'll be able to get those 3 tracks on Wednesday's card. And again, they're just all packaged together. $3, you get them all. Dollar a track. Great deal for you there. So, if you want full coverage of the Keeneland card, like I said, you can go to our homepage as well and look at that article from Betting News. And feel free to click on it and swing over to the website itself. Because it's always good when my bosses see me getting lots of clicks. So if you're looking at Keeneland, use the website. Otherwise, obviously, Indiana Grand, you've got this. You've got this podcast to work off of. So let's dive into Wednesday's late pick 5 and see what we have here. So I'm going to pull up this. I really like this pick 5 sequence. I actually think there's a really good chance that you can make what's a really easy, simple ticket. The last couple of days, as I've gone through and used our ticket constructor, you've seen a couple of times where I've had to go really, really big on things, and I just don't like to do that where I can. Yesterday we were struggling to get it down to 101. I don't think I'm going to have as many problems with that today. So let's go and let's put together a pick 5. Again, we're going to start in leg 2. Again, I'm going to use my customary $100 budget. And I'm going to go ahead and just punch in this A right away. We talked about that formatting in yesterday's video. So if you need a refresher on that, you can go back and watch the video from the 26th. So let's jump in and see what we have here starting in race number 4. I'll make this a little bigger to make it easier to see there for you. So we're starting here in race number 4. This is going to be an extremely fast race. But things come out pretty nicely for me. I think the 7 horse here, Sacred Kiki Bird, it is a front running style horse, but it's a horse that rates out extremely well. Based on class, this horse should be there. Based on the flow of the race, I think this horse is going to be able to carry speed around. Pace is going to be important. I think there's a chance this horse could be lone speed. I know that Ellie's Big Secret is another one that has some pop and could challenge on the front end. Maybe Nyaman as well. And certainly Cabot Trail, I expect to be somewhere in the mix. But at the same time, I think Sacred Kiki Bird really has a chance to clear off and go. If Sacred Kiki Bird doesn't, then I think I've still got the number 3 Cabot Trail in a B spot where that horse can still make it happen. So for me, I went 7 on the A line. I really like Sacred Kiki Bird here, rated out as a best bet. But I like the horse just in general based on the optics. I've got the 2 best of speeds. I've got the horse with the best stamina, the horse with the best record at the distance. Between all of that, I think I've got it covered. I don't have Seminole Justice. That's the only one. I guess the number 2 Prepare for Glory, who is the form horse, is the other one I didn't use. But I feel pretty confident going forward. 7 on the A line, 3, 8, and 5 on the B line. I'm going to be able to get out of this and move on to the next leg of my ticket. So we're starting off in a what I would say is a decent place, but I think what you'll see is my opinions are going to get a lot thinner here as we go. So I've got 7, and then I had the 583 on the beeline, and so we're off and cooking. Now, as I go here back into my um, race summaries, I don't really have a strong opinion. Sometimes when I know that my pick five isn't going to cost very much, I'll go back and I'll take a look here. This does look like a really spready race to kick off the pick six, so I'm not going to use that one there. Um, Moving on to race number 5, it's going to be another quick race. We're going 5.5 furlongs, class level 8, so pretty good horses for Indiana Grand. We're on the dirt. This race to me seems incredibly wide open. I literally could not eliminate a single horse from this. I know that's what my grades came out on the side, in the actual grading side of things, but honestly, I could not separate these horses all that much, and neither could Billy D, who does the morning line there. You can see that his co bottom choices are French Kid, Shooter Justice, and Good Sugar, all at 8-1. So this is a race where it's just really hard to separate them. You can see as we're going through here, I mean, the 7 shows up in 3 different categories as the top horse, 2 different categories as the second best, but then you've got the 4, who's a top 2 in 4 of the categories. You've got the 3, who's a top 2 in 3 of the categories. Certainly, you see plenty of black sixes on here. You see the 1. So there's just too many ways to go. And I actually worked backwards. I think that's sometimes a really nice way to do it. So I like to start in the last leg and then work my way kind of backwards through the ticket, because then I can start to see where things getting expensive and maybe I got to just cut this one off at a pick 3. Nope, I can keep rolling. I can go back to the pick 4. I can go to the pick 5. I think that can sometimes be a nice way to do things. If you're working from the beginning of the card, you can certainly do that forward as well. Start looking at, okay, what am I going to play the double? Okay, I've got plenty more money left. Let's see what if I can turn this into a triple, into a pick 4, into a pick 5, and so on and so forth. So I'm all over the map. I'm going to go 3-7, 2-4, 1-5-6. So we're going to go ahead and punch that in. I'm just using an all button here, kind of taking the easy way out. 3-7, I believe I had. I'm already forgetting. A little retrograde amnesia there. 3-7, 2-4. So I've got 3, 7, 2, 4, and then 1, 5, and 6. All right, so now here I am. Now things are starting to look dicey, because now it's starting to look like it's going to be expensive. But that's where we're going to come in with these next legs, and we're going to kind of clean things up a little bit. So moving on to race number 6. This looks like a slow pace. I really only need 2 horses here. Now I know that this prime and proper is a front running type. And in a slow pace, you typically want to upgrade a horse like that. And certainly the horse looks like a player. But if that horse wins, then my system was horribly, horribly off. To me, this is a pretty simple, pretty straightforward 2 and 7. I didn't really want to separate them. I do think the 2 is a significantly better horse than the 7. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, they're pretty darn close, to be honest. I prefer the 2 a little bit, and in fact, for the purposes of this, I think I am going to actually separate them. So I'm going to take the 2 as my top, and I will just move the 7 back on the B line here. All right, let's go forward. I really like when my board shows up like this. I just think it makes it really easy to take an opinion. Now that doesn't mean the opinion will be right, but at least I've got data here to support the fact that this is a horse I should be pretty strongly into. And if I really believe that the 2 is better here, better here, better here, equal here, equal here, better here, and better here. Not by much, but why wouldn't I take them? And I'll kind of see where my price comes out, and I may flip that 7 back up to the A line. This one I'm pretty straightforward. Again, sometimes the colors, and this is why I like the ratings grid in the middle, is sometimes the colors just pop off the page at you, right? 864. To me, that's easy, right? They just jump off the page, and then you look over here, and those are the top 5 scores, the top 3 scores, and the top 3 on the morning line. So it makes perfect sense. The 8 is definitely the horse I prefer the most, but it's also a race where I could see a couple of these winning. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to go 4, 6, and 8. They're all going to be A's for me. If I were going to weight them differently, I would put the 8 on the A line, and I put the other two on the B line. But I don't know that I'm going to have to do that here. And then you come down here, the final thoroughbred race. If you get the early one, you'll actually see that there's a quarter horse race in there. As you can see, the data doesn't really work out very well for quarter horse races, so it's kind of incomplete. But that will be gone for the final one because I don't normally do that. I need one horse here. It's a class level 7, 8 furlongs, dirt, moderate running style, and I've got a stock and pounce horse that I love. I know that Corrado is the favorite. I don't see it. I just don't. And I could be wrong, but I don't see it. I'm all in on the 5. That's my only horse. That's all I need. And sometimes if that's all you need, then you just go with it, right? Make things as simple as you can and don't make them any more complicated. So you can see here, literally using every horse. I've got 43.50. Let me just see what happens when I pop this 7 back up onto the A line. $57 simplifies my tickets, which is pretty good. Honestly, I feel pretty good about where I'm at with these tickets. I don't need to do a lot of flexing other than I'm going to come in here to my press ticket, my A ticket here, and I'm just going to punch that one up about. I'll probably do that one 4 times. Yeah, we'll do 4 times. That'll be fine. That ticket now cost me $24. I come back to my selections. I'm at $75. I'm still $25 under budget, and I haven't had to cut a single horse. And that's buying the entire third leg, right? So, or the entire second leg of the sequence, the third leg on our system here, because of that pick 4, pick 5 situation. I feel really good about this. I'm definitely going to be slugging this pick 3 right here. So if I go to my pick 3 tabulator and I come through the last pick 3, you can see it's just right now, it's just a straight $3. Yeah, I'm leaving $25 in my budget, so maybe I'll just use the remaining part of that budget to just hammer this one really hard. And particularly if Corrado goes off as the favorite in that last leg, I've got separation from him and I'm good to go. So that's the way I'm going to be playing this. It looks like an opportunity where, if my opinions are correct, I should be able to be on a very, very budget-friendly way to cash some tickets here. I can even press up some opinions if I wanted. I went really hard through my A opinion, but I could have easily gone up 2 there, and I could have pressed up just one. I could have gone, 3 in that first opinion and pressed everything up a little bit as well. There's a lot of different ways you can go here. If your opinion matches mine, that the last 3 legs look like a place you can go fairly skinny. So, if you have any best bets today, whether they be at Indiana Grand, Keeneland, Finger Lakes, heck, if they're at a place that we don't even have on here, maybe you're playing Park, something like that, go ahead and throw your best bet of the day down in the chat. Love to kind of watch and monitor and see how some of the handicappers that are watching this are doing. Even if you're new to it, throw it out there. This is a channel that really likes to promote people putting it out there. Um, you don't have to be right. In fact, as you've seen on a lot of my videos, there's a lot of times where I'm not right. So throw it out there, have fun, have faith in conviction in what you believe, and cash those tickets. Again, you can buy the ticket constructor on our website if you want to build tickets just like this. You can also go ahead and purchase all 3 tracks: Keeneland, Finger Lakes, and Indiana Grand tomorrow for just $3. Good luck and enjoy your Breeders' Cup preparation. It's going to be here sooner than you know.